Hi everybody, welcome back to week 2 of our remote learning. So this week we are working on insects and bugs. So I have a sensory activity for you today that I honestly think is very, very exciting. So we are actually going to be incorporating in some science with this, with the terminology of fossils. So a fossil is something that has an imprint or it has traces of something that lived a long time ago. So it tells us a lot about things that used to live in the past. So today we're going to be using these guys. This is kind of a bigger guy. It's a praying mantis, or we have these medium-sized guys. He's a grasshopper. It's kind of hard to see in the light. And then we will also be using these little guys and these guys to make our very own fossil. So you're probably wondering, what are we going to put our fossils in? So we are going to be making it with none other than everybody's favorite, Play-Doh. So the first thing you're going to do with your Play-Doh is just kind of play with it a little bit, because who doesn't love playing with Play-Doh, right? So we're just going to squish it around in our hands a little bit, let it run through our fingers, and squeeze and squeeze. Just so we kind of have a moment to get this all out of our system. But then after we've gotten to squeeze it for a little while and feel how squishy that it is, then we're going to put it down on the table and we're going to flatten it. Now, it might come out looking like a circle, it might not, but not all fossils are in circles. So we're going to flatten it out. I like to leave a lot of room so I can make more than one, but you can choose to make one, or you could choose to make a lot of them. It's up to you. So mine is all flattened out. So the first thing that I want to use, just because I think it looks really cool, is this little guy right here. He's called a centipede, and it's because he has a whole bunch of legs. As you can see, I'll kind of hold him up a little bit closer. And then he's got some antennas. So these little guys are sometimes a guest that I find in my basement sometimes, but you could really find him just about anywhere. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take him and I'm going to press him down into my Play-Doh. So I'm going to press them down. You don't want to do it all at once, just kind of slowly move up because he's a little bit flat. So he's kind of hard to pull out if you don't put him down a little bit at a time. So then I'm going to count and let it have some time to be in there. So I'm going to count 1, 2, 3. And then I'm going to pick up his antenna and I'm going to very, very slowly, so he doesn't lose his shape, pull him out. And now he has an outline. I'll hold that up so you can see it. All right, but I'm not going to stop with him. So I'm going to say, thank you, centipede, and I'm going to put him away. But now I want to use the praying mantis. I'm going to use my blue praying mantis, though, because the other one has his legs are all tangled up. So then I'm going to put him down. I have to be very, very careful about where I place him because I don't have a whole lot of room. So I'm going to put this down. I'm going to press him down very, very carefully. I'll pull this back so you guys can see. All right. So we'll pull this on back. And then I'm going to count 1, 2, 3. And then I'm going to lift him up. So it didn't get part of his body. He's a little bit harder, but you can see the imprint of the praying mantis on there. So I'm going to have to choose one more. And since I don't have a whole lot of room on there, I'm going to choose my little fly. So this little guy is something that's considered an insect. So he has, let's count together how many legs he has. He has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So he has 6 legs. And he has 1 pair of wings. And his body is split into 3 parts. There's 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to use him because his body is a little bit smaller to make my last fossil. So I'm going to push him in up here. And I'm going to do the same thing with him. I'm only going to push down a teeny little bit, just enough that he leaves a mark. And I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, and then I'm going to lift it up. And then you can see him. He is right here. So here's what you can choose to do. You can choose to keep it just like this, and you can choose to let it harden, and then it can become like a real fossil when it's really hard, or you can choose to start over. So I might choose to just roll this back up again, and then I'll squeeze it a little bit, just so I can make sure that I've got all of my bugs out. And then I'm going to flatten it again. So I'm going to go like this and flatten it out. Maybe I can make even a little bit more space, just so I can add some more to it. And let's say this time I want to use my grasshopper because he didn't get to make an appearance last time. Let's see, he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 legs too. All right, so then he's got the back of his body, he's got the middle of his body and his head. So now I'm going to push him down into my Play-Doh. So I'm going to count, after I put him in here, I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, and then I'm going to lift him up. But very, very carefully, though. I think I got him stuck. There we go. And it leaves an imprint of his body. And now I want to use my centipede again because I really, really like how he looks in here. So I'm going to put my centipede back over here. And I'm going to push it down. And then I'm going to count again. 1, 2, 3, and then I'm going to pull up on his antenna, and then there he is in my Play-Doh if I don't drop it. So what happens in real life with these is that sometimes they get pressed into the dirt, or sometimes they get pressed into sand or other areas, and then eventually, when they harden and they become rock, then that's left there for us to find later. But this is how we can use Play-Doh to make fossils of our very own. And then, of course, as soon as you're at the end, you can just take your Play-Doh and you can just play. If you have toys at home, or maybe you just want to move it in between your hands, I think Play-Doh is super, super fun, and I'm sure you do too. So just take some time to enjoy playing with your Play-Doh. And I hope that you have fun doing this activity at home. So we'll see you soon. Bye!